after the discussion about the equation of equilibrium, when a rigid body is going to be subjected to the three coplanar forces, and then we identified that it is going to be form a closed triangle, right? And it is going to be, we can develop the system is going to be in equilibrium condition and unknown parameters. So with the connections here, I'm going to give you one problem over here. So the two bars. So here the two bars. He has taken the two bars BC and AC. He has given the two names are hinged together at C. See, this means the bar BC and AC, they are hinged at the C, and their ends are hinged to a vertical wall at A as well as the B. So in this case, the bar is going to be consist of AC as well as the BC. So then the A and the B end are fixed in the wall. Find the axial forces in the member. So in this case, we need to find out the axial members in that part. So what is the figure he has given? So from this statement, I am going to be taking here is the two bars. So this is going to be your A and C is the one bar. The next bar is going to be, I am taking here. So this is going to be your B and the C is the another bar. And he told that they are hinged together at the point C. So then in this case, what I am going to be taking, these 2 points are going to be here. So in this case, the axial directions I am going to be taking. So this is going to be your the part, and this is going to be your point C. So then A and B are going to be fixed to the vertical wall. So that means they are fixed here with the vertical wall. Can I take this one as a vertical wall, and this is going to be your member. So this point is going to be A, and similarly this is going to be your B. So this force is going to be coming here. This is going to be the B. So in this diagram, from the given data, we have framed the diagram here. So in this case, what is the distance between A and B? So in this case, from this point he has given, there are going to be two forces, two distance we have given. So that's going to be, one is going to be 30 centimeters, second one is going to be the 20 centimeters. So the distance between the A and B is going to be the 50 centimeters. At the same time, from this vertical wall to the point of C, this is going to be hinting point, the distance we got it around 0 point, that means 25 centimeters. So in this case, what will happen? So this is the member AC and this is the member BC. At the same time, he made it to subject it to here is going to be the 1000 newtons, a load is going to be handled over here. So then how this member is going to be subjected and how the different internal forces are going to be developing, and then what we need to find out here is the axial forces. In this case, what will happen when they are going to be hinged at C without this load, that member is going to be at the equilibrium condition. So then what will happen? He was applied the 1000 newtons load here. Then automatically the member is going to be trying to move in the downward direction. But even in that case also, these members are going to be develop the axial forces to resist the loads in that particular direction. So then what is the forces are going to be generating in the BC and what are the forces are generating in the AC? Right? So in this case, what will happen? I am going to be considering the equilibrium position. If I am going to be, we are going to have the 3 points, the 3 equilibrium positions we can calculate it. But in this case, I am going to be considering at point C is going to be the equilibrium position. So when we are going to be considering the point C, so then what will happen? Whatever the axial forces are internal forces in AC as well as the BC is converted into the external forces of that system. So then, and what are the other forces are going to be generating in this case? So in this case, the BC member is going to be subjected to the 2 forces. What is the 2 forces here? The first force, the force is component of this 1000 newtons, and the reaction force is going to be generating at B. And similarly, AC also subjected to the component of the forces 1000 newtons, and at the point A, the reaction forces are going to be generating. By this one, we need to draw the free body diagram for the point C. Then I am going to be trying to calculate. Before this one, I want to find out what is the inclination it is going to be making. So this is going to be theta 1, this is your theta 2, and this is your theta 3. So these 3 angles we need to calculate it, and then we are going to be taking the internal forces in the members AC and the BC and the 1000 newtons. I am going to be draw one of the concurrent force diagram over there. For this one, the point C is going to be the equilibrium. I am considering equilibrium at C. So then I am going to draw the free body diagram for this part. So this is going to be your point C, and we know that this is the 1000 newtons load is going to be acting in the downward direction, At the same time, the internal forces are going to be generating. It is very clear that when the member is going to be trying to pull in the downward direction, these internal forces are going to be generating in this direction. So that means which is trying to oppose the compression of this object. So that this is going to be your internal forces. I am going to be shown here FBC. The FBC is going to be your internal forces in the BC member. And similarly, this AC member is going to be trying to elongating in the downward direction. So then this force is going to be generating in this direction. This is going to be the AC. So it is very clear that from the internal forces I was identified because of this 1000 newtons load. These are going to be only the assumption. We are assuming that this force is going to be acting in the upward direction to hold this body in the same position. This is going to be tensile forces are going to be generating here, and here is the compression forces are going to be generating. So if your assumptions are going to be wrong, then what will happen? These FBC and FAC we will get in the negative answers, so that we can change the direction of the assumption of our forces, internal forces. So before jumping to find out the internal forces or axial forces in this member of this AC as well as the BC, first we need to calculate the theta 1, theta 3 and theta 2 forces we need, the inclinations we need to calculate. Then how would you calculate here? Can you see here? So this is going to be the point A and the C, and this point I am going to be considering as a D. So because the length of between A and B is the 30 centimeters and this is the 25 centimeters. So if I am going to be taking the triangle A, this is your D, and this is going to be your point C, and the distance between this is going to be the 25 centimeters and this is going to be the 30 centimeters. So we need to calculate the theta 1 over there. So this theta 1 is equal to, I am going to be taking the tan theta 1 is equal to the formula opposite side, that's going to be BC by AD. We are going to be getting, what is the BC here? 25, and AD is equal to 30 centimeters. And finally, the tan is going to be taking towards the right side, and then the theta 1 is equal to, we are getting the tan inverse 25 by 30. So the final answer, theta 1 is equal to 39.880 degrees. So that I am going to be writing theta 1 is equal to 39.8 degrees. And similarly, we can calculate the theta 2. What is the theta 2 here? So that's going to be the 20 centimeters, right? And this is going to be the, that means BD is 20 centimeters, BC is going to be 25 centimeters. From that we can calculate it. So I'm going to draw this one. This is the point B, and this distance is going to be the B. BB is going to be, you have 30 centimeters, and this one is going to be your point C, and it is going to making an angle of theta 3 here. So this distance is going to be the 25 centimeters. The same way I am going to be taking here is the tan theta 3. What is the tan theta 3? That's going to be opposite, is going to be the DC by BD we are going to be taking. So what is the DC or CD is equal to 25 centimeters? Then we do have, this is going to be your 20 centimeters. Sorry. So this is the 20 centimeters. Then theta 3 is equal to, so here theta 3 is equal to, we got it around 51.4 degrees. So that I am writing theta 2 is equal to 51.34 degrees we got it. So once we got it here, theta 1 and theta 3 we got it. And we know that from this triangle is going to be making 180 degrees. So then 180 minus 51.34 minus 39.80. So then I am going to be getting here is going to be theta, this is the theta 3. Theta 2 is equal to 180 minus theta 1 minus theta 3. So then theta 2 is equal to, so then I got it around 88.96. 88.96 degrees I got it. So this way we got it the theta 1, 2 and theta 3 we got it. Now I am going to be forming a closed triangle with the existed one. So as per the definitions we are going to be doing here, that I am going to be taking here. The first one is the force FA force and the FB force we do have, and then it is going to be the 1000 Newton force is going to be there. So then how we are going to be drawn in this case, this force I am going to be taking is a 1000 newtons here. So then we can, first I am going to be taking, this is going to be your 1000 newtons force, 1000 newtons, that's going to be A as the B. So this is the 1000 newton. And after that, we are going to be taking the FBC. So this force is going to be acting in the inclination. What is the inclination of this one we do have? With the vertical axis, it is going to be theta 3 angle is there. So theta 3 already it is there, that I am going to be drawing here. And this force is going to be your FBC force. With the vertical, it is going to making an angle of theta 3. Right? And similarly, we do have FAC force is going to be, with the vertical, it is going to be making an angle of theta 1. So then, with this one, I am going to be making a inclination with the 39.9 degrees, and it is going to be trying to intersecting at this point. Right? And this force is going to be theta 1, and between these two, it is going to be making an angle of theta 2. And this force is going to be FAC. So if I am going to be applying the triangle law for this part, that it is going to be Lamb's theorem or the sine rule. So what I am going to be getting here? So as we know that the force into the opposite directions, we need to take it in the sine rule. So that's going to be FAC sine theta 3, that is equal to FBC sine theta 1, that is equal to 1000 newtons by sine theta 2. So from this one, we can calculate individually. I am going to be comparing, then I can get it the FBC or FAC of the axial forces of this one. And we know theta 3, theta 1 and theta 2 values also, that we have calculated. So then finally, if I am going to be taking FAC by sine theta 3, that is equal to 1000 by sine theta 2. Then sine theta 2 is going to be 88.9 degrees and theta 3 is equal to 51.34 degrees. If I am going to be substituting, then finally what I am going to be getting, FAC is equal to 1000, that's into sine, what is the sine here? That is going to be theta 3 is going to be 51.34 divided by sine 88.96. From this one, we have calculated that FAC is equal to, what is the value of FAC? So that is going to be 780.99 newtons, we got it. So that I am writing the axial force in this member, that is the FAC is equal to 78.99 newtons, we got it. So this is the force it has developed inside the member of the AC. Then what is the force developed in the BC? So that we are going to be taking again. So these two I am going to be comparing. So then I can get that part. So from this one, FBC is equal to 1000 into sine theta 1. Theta 1 is equal to how much? That's going to be 39.8 divided by sine theta 2 is equal to 88.96. So then from this one, FBC is equal to, that's we got it, 640.93 newtons, we got it. Right? That I am writing, FBC is equal to 640.93 newtons. So this way we have calculated. This is equal to 640 and this is equal to 780.99 newtons, we got it. This way the system is going to be getting into the equilibrium position.